Okay, the recording is on. So the very first thing what we need to do is you have to delete the entries. Okay, so oops. So delete entries from etcfs tab. Okay, so what we'll do is it will be removed here. So I'm going to go vi etcfs tab, and I'm going to delete what is not needed here. So make sure you don't do this here. Don't delete the root, don't delete the swap. Just delete the ones you have added. Okay, so make sure you don't delete okay, you don't delete slash boot and swap. You don't delete the line containing slash boot and swap. Okay, so here I'm going to highlight this in yellow so that you know which one to leave it alone and which one to delete here. So you come in here, delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this, and save and exit. Okay, so delete only the highlighted. So once that is delete, what you're gonna have to do is you have to do umount a. Right now dff-h, you see all these things are showing up here, right? So what you have to do is you have to do umount-a. And I'm gonna say u mount. Okay, so you're gonna get this thing here. This is good. If you get this, it's not gonna unmount the one which is necessary here. Okay, so once you do this, and if you do df-h, okay, so only the bare minimum is available. Okay, so this is the, you are going in a correct direction here. Now what you're gonna have to do is you have to do LVS, and we're gonna remove each logical volume. So over here, let me highlight this part here. Highlighted will be unmounted. And if you compare here what is needed and what is over here, that is what you really needed here. Okay, so boot will load back when the system reboots. Okay, so I'm not worried about that part here. So here, now remove logical volume. Okay, so which ones you're gonna be removing? The one which is highlighted here. Okay, and to get the correct.
Okay, what does DH hyphen H stands for?
Disk DH hyphen H stands for human readable, and DF is disk space. That's what is used for. Reports the file system disk space usage. That's what DF stands for.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna quit, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a correct information so that I could run the command here. So for that, you have to do the command blk id. Either you could do the blk id, or I'll show you the correct one, ls blk. Okay, so let me
BLK ID means block ID, right?
block ID. Yeah, very good. BLK ID, block ID. So in here, what you have to do is you have to look for these, the ones you have created. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to say get block ID information, and the ones you may want to delete is the ones that looks obvious to it, like the one you have created. This one, this one, this one, and this one. All this we created in earlier in the class, and these are just sitting there and getting wasted. SDD, SDC, and SDF and G, because all it has is just the disk, blank disk information. It's not really being used. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the logical volume. So I'm going to say LV remove. Okay, and what do you want to remove this? You have to be meticulous here. You have to make sure you're giving the correct information. Okay, if you do the wrong information, then it may cause a problem. And yes, and then the next command is lv remove again, And which one should I get rid of it next? This one here, dev mapper ZMPT01 finance. Okay, and do yes. Okay, and LV remove. Okay, and LV remove. Okay, so you run this command and LV remove is gone. So how do you verify this? LVS. Okay, so if you compare earlier LVS, oh, it's gone here, but we ran LVS here, right? We had root swap and all 4 here. Now once we do LVS, only 2 are left, which is root VG. Run LVS to verify. Okay, and alright, I'm gonna save this here. Actually, I'll make this look good. Also, get in a habit of documenting. I'm gonna, as a part of a project, also send me the documentation, like the way I'm doing it. I mean, it's not a rocket science, just copying and pasting it, following the steps. Get in a habit of doing it, because that is really be useful at work. In fact, I create a lot of documents quite often.
We can do the documentation and documents like in a Google Doc, right?
Not necessarily. Just you could do it locally on your computer itself, or Google Docs. If you have Google Docs, you could use that. No problem. It's just the steps. There's nothing big deal
Okay.
about this. You just get. You should be able to write a document how or what steps you're using. So you don't have to worry about too much when you're creating document. The person who is looking at this kind of document will be a technical person. If it doesn't have any background, all this will be like it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so run LVS to verify. Okay, now we're going to create the volume group. So we are going backwards. If you look what we have done here, what is this management here? We started from the top here, right? Creating the volumes group and everything, determining. This time around we are going backwards. Okay, so we deleted the logical volumes. Then volume, what we're gonna do is we're gonna delete the volume group. So volume group is lv create -n. So these are creating it. So all these are gone. Okay. So we are back to here, lvs here again. Now what we're gonna do is we created, oh no, sorry, we created VGS, right? So we're gonna have to get rid of the volume group. So we created the volume group here, VG create ZMPT and all this dev. We added 3 drives into it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of this. So it's an easy command. So how do we know what volume group is? What you do is VGS, and so this part, let me do blkid. So over here it doesn't show you there here, right? But let me do VGS -s, VGS show, or VGS-L, no, man, VGS. Option argument. I'm not worried about that here. So how you gonna remove the volume group is you have to determine the volume group command is VG remove. So I'm gonna say VGS first. Now remove volume group, which is VG, okay? And which volume group you're going to be removing? This one here. So the command is VG remove. And what is the going to provide? You're going to provide ZMPT01. And it has successfully been removed. And if you do VGS again, see, it's not there anymore. ZMPT1 is gone. Okay, now we remove the volume group, right? What did we create before creating a volume group? We created the physical volume. So we need to get rid of it. Oops. Over here, what we did was we did volume group, right? So now we're gonna have to remove this from the logical volume place. So if you do PVS, earlier PVS, okay, it says physical volume show. So SD, D, E, F, G, all these are part of logical volume 2. So we're gonna have to remove it from logical volume here. So for that, now remove physical volume. Physical volume is actual hard drive from LVM. So we ran the command earlier to tell the system that will be used with logical volume. So now what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to run the command pv remove. So let me put this down here. So this is before, and then we're gonna run the command, and we're gonna get after. PV remove, physical volume remove, and what do you want to remove? dev/sdd, all these, all 4 of these. And then I'm gonna hit enter. So it says the physical volume groups has been wiped. And now I'm going to save EGS. There you go. Okay, so if you looked earlier here, we had all these. Now there is nothing here, only the original one managed by operating system is there. Okay, and that is it. Now if you do lsblk, you see all your volume disks are back here. Okay, that's about it. Now what you have to do is let me just restart the system just in case I want to make sure it's coming up fine. To restart your own system, you have to do init 6, init 6, and hit enter. What it does is it will restart the system. I'm gonna do ping 10.1.10.52. When the system comes back up, it will start pinging back up again. Okay, so it's pinging, that means system is back up. So let me cancel this and let me connect back to the system again. Alright, I'm back up here, and if I do dffnh, see the boot is back up here again. So boot is very critical. It's managed by the system here. If you do lsblk, you see all your disks are there. Okay, so this is all for this class here. So what I would recommend you guys is make sure you run this everything from start to end like once a week, and try to do a little bit faster here. Start Monday and try to finish like basic commands. So now that you guys been doing this for a while now, you should have like good hand-eye coordination on, and the key, the memory, the finger memory on the keyboard, it should be working well. VI editor, do this, and redirector, I'm not worried about that. Links, directory structure, just this is only for review here. SSH, this is for review also, but you know how this is working. Administration is very important, and permissions, very important. And on top of everything, very important is logical volume. You have to, whatever I gave you, practice it as much as you can. Okay, so what I'm going to do is over here, I'm going to put a link to the interview questions here. So what will happen is